early 1910s saw rising tensions in Europe. This meant that shipping lines, considered as symbols of pride and prestige during this time, were engaged in a competition to see who had the biggest to see who could build the best ship. One of the lines competing for the pride of their nation was the North German Lloyd, who was watching the Cunard and White Star and Hamburg America lines competing for dominance over the ocean, and decided that they'd build what would become a pretty average ship compared to the competition. The name of this new ship that they were building was the Zeppelin. The Zeppelin was to be built by Bremer Vulcan. Her propellers were going to be powered by two quadruple expansion steam engines, giving her a service speed of 15.5 knots. And, like pretty much every other ship I've covered so far, the Zeppelin would have a pretty uneventful construction process, being launched on the 9th of June 1914 and was completed on the 21st of January 1915. When she was completed, the First World War was in full swing. Because of this, it was decided that the Zeppelin would be laid up in Bremen throughout the war until 1919, when she was briefly handed over to the White Star Line, and then handed over to the United States, during which she'd help return 15,800 troops back to the United States, which is arguably a fate worse than death. Now, before the Americans execute the Second Amendment on me, I should probably finish the video, as she was luckily only with the US for less than a year, after which she was returned to the British in December of 1919. Then she was handed off to the Orient Steam Navigation Company. After being sold to new owners, the Zeppelin was sent in for a refit, during which she was renamed the Ormuz. Her refit would see the addition of a tourist class. After this refit, the Ormuz would go on to sail for the Orient Steam Navigation Company until 1927, when she was sold back to the North German Lloyd, who renamed her to Dresden, and the next year she would find herself transporting Soviet gold. She gave the gold to the Rehar to stop it from being seized by the French when the Dresden arrived in Cherbourg. Her end has some context, so here you go. By 1933, the Nazis had seized power in Germany and begun launching initiatives to control the German population, one of which was called the Kraft Deutsche Freud. It is a leisure company designed to convince the German workers that the Nazis were good people. They weren't. And joining the Nazis was a good idea. It wasn't. Leading them to charter the Dresden from the North German Lloyd for cruises, which didn't last long, as on the 20th of June 1934, she would strike a rock, leading to her being hastily refloated and beached near the island of Quemoy. Not that this would save her, as in the early hours of the next morning, the Dresden thought it'd be fun to roll over onto a port side. Thankfully though, only 4 lives were lost, and all the survivors were picked up by nearby ships. Now as for the wreck of the Dresden herself, she was broken up by scrappers, only leaving a small part of her behind below the waterline, bringing an end to a ship that was named after something that could fly, yet somehow ironically ended up sinking. Hello everybody, it is I, Captain Oblivious Mist, and I'm back with yet another epilogue. Sorry if my voice sounds a bit off today. I am currently recovering from a really bad cold, as well as that my voice went over the weekend, therefore I've only just had it back and it's not as good as it usually is. But, you know, there's that. Like, certain takes had to be redone because I was still coughing and everything else. But I still hope you enjoyed this video, people. It's nice actually to do a North German Lloyd video, as last time I did a North German Lloyd video, there was like a year gap in between. Hopefully we won't have that again with whatever North German Lloyd ship I plan to cover next. Could be the case of Wilhelm the Grosse if I manage to finish it, or maybe even the Columbus, who knows. But yeah, that's all I've really got to say though. Thank you. Oh wait, no, wait, too soon, spoke too soon. Some of you who check my community tab may know I'm planning to do a video on the Homeric, Teutonic, or Empress of China. This will be some more filler videos, and then the video after that will probably be Athlone Castle, followed by a viewer suggestion. But yeah, so let me know which out of the Homeric, the Teutonic, and the Empress of China, know which video you'd like to see first in the comment section below if you haven't already on the community tab. And with that, I say thank you all for watching, everyone, and I shall hopefully see you in the next video. Goodbye!